And you know, we really do need to celebrate multiculturalism these days, which of course is so wonderful because it enriches our culture and brings us so many wonderful cuisines. Well, at least that's what they keep saying. So to do that, I thought we should go over to the United States, where this young Somali-American woman, 23-year-old Nasra Ahmed, has stood up to tell us what it means to be a Somali-American. And let me just stop you right there, because I know what you're thinking. Being Somali-American is about more than just bananas and rice.
So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice.
Good, and I'm glad we cleared that up. So tell us, Nasra, what is it about?
It's a lot. It's like it's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice.
Okay, but wait. Surely there must be something more to this marvelous multicultural experience, right?
People don't really see, like, you know, it's you know, people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like that combination of banana and rice, but you're gonna get what I mean.
Well, I'm glad we cleared that up, and maybe we should all put some bananas and rice out for our Australia Day barbecues tomorrow. Now, our friend Nasra there was speaking out about culinary and other matters because she is an American citizen living in Minnesota who claims she was mistakenly apprehended by U.S. immigration officials, you know, ICE, who were out there looking for two other Somalis who were, in fact, wanted for other things and being in the country illegally. And Somalis, of course, have been in the news in that part of the country lately, with some members of their community being accused of allegedly committing billions of dollars in fraud, something acknowledged even by the notoriously pro-Trump, yeah, right, New York Times, through a variety of means, including through the setting up of fake daycare centers where they couldn't even bother getting the spelling right. Yes, enjoy your Leering Center there. But just to show you that I am an equal opportunity offender, well, in America, it's also the white liberal ladies who also have not been sending their best. Determined to stop the outrage that is, wait, hang on, let me think here. Oh, yeah. The federal government cracking down on fraud and enforcing borders. Well, apparently their move now is to load up a bunch of shopping trolleys at Target and scream about fascism.
No, because we're not actually going to buy all of this. We just loaded up our carts. We're protesting Trump administration. This. Attention, Target shoppers. 2 o'clock now, we're going to walk out as part of the Free America walkout. We walk away from fascism. We walk towards a free America. We fight for a future that belongs to all of us. Everybody in, nobody out. Everybody should walk out, including the workers.
Yes, I love that. They're a privileged white lady telling retail shift workers to walk off the job and lose income. You know it makes sense. Meanwhile, in Idaho, to protest Trump, they're practicing their chants.
Billionaires keep funding ICE. Billionaires keep funding ICE. The working class goes out on strike. The working class goes out on strike. Billionaires keep funding ICE. Billionaires keep funding ICE. Immigrants go out on strike. Immigrants go out on strike.
Don't tell me that this isn't some sort of cult. And on one level, it's sort of funny watching these glassy-eyed NPCs effortlessly switch from protesting about climate change to Black Lives Matter to Trump to Palestine to the deportation of Somali daycare fraudsters. But on another level, this is actually really, really serious stuff, because just hours before we came on air, this happened. A man who officials say was carrying at least one gun approached immigration or ICE officers conducting a targeted raid in Minneapolis, Minnesota. There was a scuffle, the man was shot, and he has apparently passed away. The latest incident in what appears to be a push by protesters to escalate violence and create a narrative where it is law enforcement ICE agents who are the problem, not the people provoking the confrontation. Now, you know this. You know how this goes. This is the George Floyd playbook all over again. And once again, Minneapolis is looking like a war zone. And if you were watching the U.S. Report with James Morrow on Friday night at its new and improved time of 8:30, you would have seen also footage of anti-immigration forces or pro-immigration forces, anti-ICE forces, storming a church in that same city, which is, of course, ground zero for the alleged Somali fraud rings. More worrisome, too, is that the left is also radicalizing youth and getting them also to walk out of school to protest again the enforcement of borders, which to the left are just icky and racist. Have a look at this footage out of Cleveland. And if that's not bad enough, well, I have to warn viewers, this next bit is a bit disturbing. You might want to cover your ears, folks, because doughy anti-Trump activist Will Stancil has even written a protest song.
Like an invasion force, they rode in. It didn't take long to kill one of our kin. And hundreds hear the danger whistle blow. Minnesota Minutemen, saddle up and go.
Oh, the humanity. But, you know, I do worry that for all the jokes you can make about this sort of thing, things are really going to get worse in America as organized groups conspire to make 2026, with its vital midterm elections in November, a repeat of 2020 when Black Lives Matter riots were part of a concerted effort to drive Trump from office, an effort that was ultimately successful. Here we see footage of anti-ICE protesters organizing in Minnesota to brawl with ICE agents. And again, while I'm not sure they are setting their best, the broader narrative of Democrats and Democrat mayors and governor in particular telling the federal government, think about this here, because who makes the immigration laws? The federal government, that Washington, D.C.'s laws don't apply in their jurisdictions. Well, it's pretty sinister, and this is also being backed up in the press by people like Joy Behar, speaking for many in Hollywood, calling ICE agents the new Gestapo.
Joe Rogan has now used the G word,
Gestapo. Yeah.
And that's exactly, I mean, I've watched too many World War II movies and watched jackboots pulling Jews out of their homes and beating them up on the streets to not make the similarity very clear to me.
Yeah, well, she's talking about World War II, but the conflict I have more in mind is the U.S. Civil War, because if you know your American history, you know that this sort of thing doesn't tend to end happily. What is happening, and what is already happening, is that the left is creating a permission structure for people who decide to use political activism as a way to give their lives some meaning, to take things to ever greater and more violent extremes. Because, you know, convince them that if you're dealing with Nazis, well, you can justify anything to stop them. Just on Friday, the Attorney General, this is how sinister it is, of Arizona, suggested that locals could shoot masked ICE agents under the state's self-defense laws. Again, wildly dangerous and wildly irresponsible stuff from people who should know better, and people who are also always on about how, oh, the right encourages violence. Well, to me, it suggests that there are very sinister forces out there taking advantage of American values of trust and openness to convince liberals that the very government that is trying to protect their society and its virtues is the enemy.